Hello friends, Armstrong here from Other Miniatures, and today I'm gonna be converting this Mazda RX-3 into something I call Helldorado. So let's just get on the table and let's start building. It's gonna be probably quite a quick build, unless I change my mind and add something to it. Yeah, but I have great idea for the car. It's gonna be not necessarily connected to the entire Mortal Engines thing, but well, maybe I don't think so, but let's just skip that, and just get down the table and see what I'm gonna do with it. And here we are. You can see already some of the parts that I prepared. So why Helldorado? I want this to be hellishly fast and spewing flames all over the place. So I have this simple flamer 3D printed, and it is going to be mounted on the roof. I have this fuel tank, again 3D printed. I'm going to use the ram again because I actually did enjoy this ram, so I'm going to throw it on the front. And I 3D printed this lovely little engine, yeah? And it's going to be bolted to the front of the car. So without further ado, let's just start sanding, because we know that we need to sand a little bit, so those parts are gonna be sticking much better. Yeah, and this is probably one of my favorite castings right now from this, that I have remaining, sitting in the, well, I have few quite cool castings, but this one I just like. Mazda was always one of my favorite cars, yeah. Not necessarily this model, but still. I really enjoy working with those toy cars. So yes, Mazda, I don't know, just okay. Chevy, yeah, I was working with the Chevy from what, 50s, the last 4 builds, and they are freakishly great. Yeah, they just simply lend themselves to Gaslands so well. It is a crime not to convert a couple of them. Yeah, but this is, just I first, started. Oh, come on, I put it wrong. And it is stock already? Wow. This is surprising. So I first started enjoying Mazda as a car. Yeah, like from computer games. I actually was playing Need for Speed Underground 2. And in there, my favorite car was Mazda MX-5, I think. Yeah. And since then, I'm always looking at those cars, differently, because I remember how great of a time I had, playing Need for Speed. It may sound silly, yeah, it is silly, but still I love this car just, for this, how well it was handling in the game. Yeah, and then I saw I think Mazda RX-6 being parked next to my apartment, and I got like so jealous because it was looking so cool. But yeah, at that stage I couldn't afford one, and I still cannot, so who cares? Alright. Well, I think that I'm gonna have to move that gun, because right now it looks like it is connected to the engine, and the engine is crooked again. Oh, not my best work today, I guess. So let's again remove the gun. For a second time, remove the engine. Wow, it got really stuck. Yeah, and let's try to put this properly this time around. Yeah, and you know that you're gonna see all of my mistakes because I don't do cuts. At least in last few videos I didn't do any cuts. And now let's put it straight in front of me, and let's see. Okay, I believe it is straight enough. And the flamer, instead of putting it straight ahead, I'm gonna put it to the side. It's gonna create some more interesting look. And now I really enjoy this ram. Yeah, it's like I put you see this little thing is actually about this long. So I just put a couple of them, so some of those things went into the bottom of the skulls, but other than that, you know, it's pretty much invisible on the model once you have it painted and everything. So I do not care. I just want to now, like, because the program for the Spark Maker is very simplistic and it doesn't allow you to do any conversions to the casting, not to the casting, to the 3D design you're working on. It doesn't even allow you to hollow it, so you have to print everything, you know, fully filled in. But on the other hand, Spark Maker is such an easy 3D printer to use. And it took me, personally, it took me, I think, 2, maybe 3 prints to fully understand how does it work and stop screwing it. I think that I have more issues with VoxLab, even though it is much better. Yeah, especially when it comes to quality. I still make mistakes with it, so yeah. All right. So I have the weapon engine, front drum, extra fuel. Of course, you know, I still have a little scrap of diamond plating, so I will use it because I always like to use that stuff. It's just such a characteristic thing, you know, that it really works for Gaslands. And actually, I'm gonna do something that I never did. And I'm just gonna cut a little bit of a notch in the diamond plating. Come on. So the handle that is in here ain't gonna be covered by it. I know it is just a tiny bit of a detail that doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. But sometimes this little I actually noticed, oh my goodness, I don't remember how many weeks ago I noticed that someone actually did that on their car. And I was like, wow, this is so nifty. Someone thought about just not covering the handle, the door handle. And it really took me by surprise. Yeah. So I'm waiting to see that gasser, yeah, today on my email. I need to check it soon enough. All right, we have some armor, we have some guns. I'm still contemplating, you know, adding some exhaust pipes. But on the other hand, this is a nice looking engine already. If I start giving extra pipes to it, it's gonna be a little bit overkill, I think. And if I add anything else, it's gonna start being busy. And I don't want this one to be busy. I want it to be very simple. Well, not very simple, because it's already have quite few pieces, but I want it to be simple enough. I think that I'm gonna stop right now, just black bomb it, and we're gonna start painting it. And it is so tempting to paint it metallic again, because it is such a lovely, easy way of painting. I'm gonna give myself a couple of minutes to think about it when it's gonna be drying, and I'll be right back. And here we are back. Yeah, I have the car black bombed. Yeah, and of course we are starting from metallic dry brush. And I want this to be somewhat of a aggressive dry brush. And of course I want the 3D printed parts to be painted this way. The wheel ribs, yep. A engine when I get to it. the RAM, everything that I pretty much glue to the car. Yeah? And of course the diamond plating on the sides as well. And I was sitting, and thinking what color I want to paint it, and eventually I came to conclusion that I don't have enough green cars. Yeah? I have couple, but I don't have massive amount of them, and I really wanted a green car. So I decided to go to one of my very old paints, yeah, and see how it's gonna turn out on the car. This is really an experimentation. I used that paint maybe 3 times in my lifetime. Yeah, because this is a green metallic. I bought it as ages ago. I was collecting Lizardman army, and don't get me wrong, I am very tempted to get back into Lizardmans, because I have great memories about them. I do have a couple of models from older edition. I even have unassembled Slan sitting in a box. Yes, so I bought this one to paint a salamander. I was thinking that metallic scale is gonna look cool on that monster. Of course it turned out kind of goofy, but I was back then, I think 13 or 14. And I was just thinking that it's gonna be cool. It turned out goofy. I was still using it on the table. So it was fun. And this car will probably turn out quite goofy as well because of that color. But why not? I really need to get myself a white base coat as well, because some colors just simply work better on white base coat. Yeah, like for example, if I'm painting gold, I like to have white base coat, then I like to add a red a coat of red paint, and then I like to add gold, because then the gold have the red tint in it. It quite often look very good. Yeah, sometimes it look horrible, but depends on the paint, on the model you are painting. You can see that I actually took one of the good brushes to do this, as I don't want this paint to go all over the place. It's not one color painting. And for this car I'm gonna be painting windows purple, because purple gonna give a great contrast to the green. Yeah, as we all know, green and purple are on the opposite side of the color wheel, so they are a complementary colors. Oh my goodness, this is taking hours. If I was using just metallic dry brush, it would be done already. So yeah, I gonna finish this, and I gonna probably have to dry it off and put a second coat on, and I'll be right back. So here we are, nice and somewhat dry, I would say. Now for the windows, and I'm using purple. Like I said, I want this to be nice and contrasting color. And I know that on black, purple is not that visible, but when it is fully painted, it's nice and purpley, dark purpley. Yeah, and I'm actually surprised how well this green color actually turned out on this car. It's by no means one of those great colors that proper die casters are using and spraying on their cars, but it looks like almost a good paint job. Yeah, so maybe, just maybe, you know, someone found it being painted this way and during the bolting process didn't damage the car too much during the conversion, and the paint job is still quite fresh and crisp, even with all the flamethrower action on it. So I think about skipping what do you call it now, roasting this car too much and just adding some mod instead. Come on, this is the last window that I want to put purple in. Wow, okay. Now it probably would be a little bit easier if I remove the insert and just paint the entire insert purple. Yeah, but on the other hand, all of the hassle to remove the insert would be 3 times as much work as doing that. So yeah, let's get... Actually, I did like what I did yesterday with the brown and green colors. So let's just get brown and green. I think it wasn't a bestial brown, but it was a brown anyway. So first I want to mix it, just those two, to create the mod, yeah? The gunk going onto the wheels. Not on the wheels, on the car. Yeah, so brownish, greenish. It's more greenish than brownish. I want a little bit more brown. And I'm always gonna tell everyone, don't be afraid to mix your own colors when you need them. Okay. Like, you're gonna come with something like this, you know, looking somewhat pukey, yeah? And that's okay. That's okay to have this color. This one, I want this car to be dirty, and you know, they just look like the car just drove through something muddy, not through the desert per se, you know. So I really enjoy, you know, mixing this kind of very badly, like rotten plants and whatever colors. And sometimes, you know, like I remember when I was painting my Blood Angels, which I never finished, to be completely honest, I have like 3 different pots of paints mixed up completely, so I have batch paints that I didn't have to come back to and, you know, look for stuff. Okay, I have this. Now I think that I want some normal brown as a second mod color. Just adding it here. All right, this is nice. Now let's go to the Wazdaka red. Yeah, and instead of doing the usual roasting, this is gonna be just for the splatters of blood, yeah, in the front of this. Even something on. Yeah, like, you know, the more natural thing gonna be doing the splattering motion, but sometimes, you know, doing this is good as well. I think that that's way enough for that. Now let's just grab a piece of paper again. I still have a little bit of that paint left, so I can spread it on the paper. Yeah, I can just collect it from here, put it on that paper. Add a little bit of baking soda like always, because you know that I cannot live without baking soda. Just this much. And a little bit of water, just to make it a mud again. And now, with this being done, I'm just gonna run the wheels through the mud a couple of times, and there we have them mudded up. So now I'm gonna let it dry and throw it on the spin table. And here it is, my Mazda, what do they call it? Helldorado. Yeah, done. I did really enjoy the build, you know, being first of all Mazda, and after I did the 4 Chevys, yeah, a little bit of a jump off of it. But with how simple it all looks, I really am happy with the effect. Yeah, everything just worked for this car, in my opinion. The purple tinted, well painted in this case, windows, you know, do not show anything in the inside, on the inside, and that's what I wanted. And the green, even though I was very skeptical when I picked that paint, I'm actually very happy with it. So yeah, it's surprising how well it turned out, in my opinion, and I'm very happy about that. So there we go. So yeah, if you like this video, please rate, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, family and everyone else. And of course, everybody have a lovely day and take care. Bye.